Hello everyone, this is Lord Mogul and welcome to my channel. Today we want to talk about something important. I mean, all things we've been talking about are all important, but if you haven't heard me, I want you to hear me today. Um, it's essentially about um, what happens around our society. Like what we discuss on this channel are basically things that happen in Nigeria and how we can become better Nigerians. We're already great people, but I think there are a few things that if we do them, we can become better people. I don't give professional advice. These are just the things I've sat down to think about and also things I've observed. So essentially on this channel, we talk about things I observe a lot and the things I've noticed and what I think, just personal opinions about, how we can become Nigerians. You may agree or disagree. I mean, it's up to you. It's a free world. So today we're going to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while now. It's about tribe, ethnicity, and religion. So as you know, as we dey do I will go to use the language that where mama and papa for village fit understand. Because this kind of story they very important. Say make everybody come around, make all of us gather for village square to listen to them so that it go fit impact our society. You get what I mean? So the truth be say, Nigerians, tribe, ethnicity, religion no dey pay bills. Make I talk am again. Tribe, ethnicity, religion, they pay bills. We need, we must stop this tribal wahala. Hmm? We must, you see, as for emphasis, repeating it again, we must stop this tribal war. And the people where they fund tribal war, I don't know what to say, but truth is this: you must, you must be very. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Is it wicked to take money, invest in tribal war to divide the people? You must be very heartless, to be honest, to do that for gains, immediate gains, because this does not fetch, does not bring lasting, you know, gains. It's just immediate gains. So my people, does tribe really matter when you want marriage? Now this question is not the answers. Now question where you go answer, give yourself. Does it really matter when you want to do business? Or when we see ourselves for another country, does it really matter? Or when you walk on the street of London, Manchester, Glasgow, Edinburgh, New York, when you walk on this street and you see a fellow Nigerian, do you see them as Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Ibibio, or you just see them as Nigerians? This is important. You know, we do all this kind of stuff. Sometimes they call it politics, that everyone laughs about it, but we forget that we have kids at home. We forget that we have kids whose uh, whose minds are very impressionable. Now, waiting we feed our children. Now, waiting then go act out. That's the truth. Why I had to talk about this today is because I responded to a tweet. I don't want to mention names yesterday, and it paid me that in these past years, you see some people will not be able to sell what they've done without talking about some tribes, inciting some tribes. That's not how to build a society. I mean, even if what you're doing is right, but the fact that inciting, you know, different tribes, putting this person's head on over this one and then causing problems here and there, does that make what you're advertising right? The problem is saying now we Nigerians embolden them, now we they give them the source, now we they give them the strength, now we they give them the morale to do these kind of things. I want to start with a story. It's around 2006, 2007, I was in a boarding house. And at that time, where Akpabio won run for governor, up until that time, I didn't know that there was a thing between Ibibios and Anangs. I didn't know it. It was when I got back to school, someone said, so a fellow student, a kid like me, said, "Oh, uh, you now, Anang person, yes, me a Ibibio. I wanna know, wanna be good people. Now, wanna do this during the civil war. Now, Anang people chop Ibibio people. You see that lie?" So nobody would have sat down to tell these kids these things. But these kids go to shops to buy things and they hear these discussions. They watch the TV and they see and hear these things. And parents banter about this political banter at home and they hear about it. They just go with half story. And you forget that these kids will one day become adults and the seed has been sown already. If I was not, I mean, it's sort of in a way, uh, I would be truthful, sort of in a way, change the way I would look at an Ibibio person until I went back home and talked with my parents. They said, no, 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 we are all one. We're all Aquaman. That's what matters. If my parents also sat down at that moment, sat me down and said, oh, look, this is what happened. We are not the same people. We are this. I would be a different person. So it is important that we understand when we are doing politics, we understand that we have children whose minds are not as strong as ours. They just take everything as it is. We also need to understand as a people that all these tribal war we dey see na person dey fund am o. Na political script. Then they act them out, then go na political media script. People go sit down, write am. Say wetin we go tell these people now? What we go do? What we go take divide these people? Or we go take win election? Then we go bring billions of naira into the game. Na game of chess, and that will be the funds. You don't ever see rich people where sit down together for different parts of Nigeria where they talk about tribe. You see Davido, you see Obi Kubana, you see Chief Priest, and they do business together. They don't care. As you grow up, as you dey grow financially, you just realize your national, you now become a Nigeria. You're no longer an Akwabomat. You're no longer a Yoruba person. You're no longer from Enugu. You're not from Imo. You're not from Oshun. You're not from Lagos anymore. You're not from Kaduna. You're Nigerian because that is what puts money in their pocket. But we were there, this lower class now. Every nonsense where the people where they're up, they strategize. Not them go come push and give us. Us go just carry on. We know they even think about things. Just carry everything, enter streets, scatter people, kill people, do all kinds of things. Buy people here and there. That's not how it should go. So between these rich people, there's nothing like tribe. There's nothing like religion. They have their own tribe. Nigeria and be their country. So it's just so what you call religion, what you call ethnicity, what you call tribe are political tools, not just in Nigeria but all over the world. If you look at every country, they have something that the politicians use to divide them. When you come to England, what happens? Immigration. When any politician comes out and is passionate about immigration, nobody cares about the economy. All people think about is immigration. We need to send it, get people out. We need to do this. We need to do that. I'm not going to talk about that. But it's just that I found a common ground to divide the people and sometimes to divert attention from the real things. But the moment the English people realize that there's something beyond immigration that no one is talking about, you see, the population will be frightened. The moment Nigerian politicians realize that, oh, religion is not working again, or tribe is not working, or we don't try to divide them by ethnicity, they work, oh. And we don't send palliative, work. You see fear go enter their camp. They will start listening to our demands. Now that time they go remember, say, one road was abandoned. One project for that side that they don't abandon. You get person where chop our money where Nigerians say make EFCC catch the person, but they no agree catch them. Make we just sell these people, give them, make everybody they happy. I go see that change where we dey call for go start to dey happen. But the moment where we say then go just talk one or two things for Twitter, everybody go start. You na Igbo, Omo Igbo, you na Yoruba, you na Ibibio, you na Hausa. Hausa people say no, this one na Aboki no do this, Aboki na them, na this. That is the game. If we ever want Nigeria to change, we need to understand the game and make sure we beat them at their own game. So, and our politicians they recycle these tactics. So no be today it starts. When Obasanjo be president, I was a young child. I was still young. I didn't know anything that was happening around then. But if you remember well, if you don't old pass me small, you will remember what thing Obasanjo used to win election, how he takes running in presidency. When Goodluck won't become president, I remember that one. What thing they use, how they take runner. When Buhari won't become president, I remember as he take B. Now when Tinubu be president, we dey see as they take B. All not the same strategy. I cannot say any of them is sent. All of them use the same strategy. You may be the best person. Like even me where they talk now. If tomorrow I want to become president, so long you the people have not given me another way out, but the only existing way out is strike, I'll be forced to use it to win election. Do you get what I mean? Even you where they listen to me. If this is your only way out, you will use it. If this is a cheap way out, you will use it. That's how humans think. That's how we process it. So we feel the here, they portion blames. Politicians, it's not a politician. Now me and you be the problem. If tomorrow we make it impossible for politicians to win election via tribe, you will see I know go happen again. They won't talk about it again. If we make it impossible for politicians to win election via religion, it not go happen. They hear me? You know go happen. But because we don't dey give them that hand, we don't dey make it happen for them. Once they bring this thing, before you know it, everywhere don't burn. My brothers, my sisters, we are all Nigerians. And that is where our strength is. Our strength is not that I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Ibibio, I'm Anang, I'm Ijo, I'm Hausa, I'm Fulani. That is weakness. That is weakness. Our strength is in being Nigerians. That is the strength. And our politicians do not want us to discover this strength. They don't want us to invest in this strength. Because the moment we invest in this strength, the politics will change. The way the politics will change, the process of selecting leadership will change. The process of governance will change. Most of the people that have mastered this game, people there where they do business out of this game. Oh. Media day where they chop out of people day where we say this is their business. Anybody that wants to get into power, they sit them down together and say this strategy will work. So the moment this formula fails, a lot of business will fail. So you think say this will keep quiet, make their business fail. Go, they know will keep quiet. So now we go decide. The moment we as the people decide, say, they happen again, my brothers, my sisters, things could change. All this is where we say, Nigeria must change. It has to start with us. We need to make that difference. We need to make it clear that look, this is what our demands are, and we stand by it.